All right, hello, my first, second, and third block. This is our first video lesson for the semester, so let's get pumped. Today we're going to be talking about multiplication properties. Multiplication properties are these things that are basically rules for multiplying. You can find this in lesson 1/3 of your book. I believe it's on page 12. So if you want to come to class and follow along and check up your notes and see if they match up with the book, that's a good thing for you to do. Now, the purpose of these videos are so that you can get this lecture stuff kind of done at home so we can work on the actual application of it in class. So it makes your homework time less. It makes your class time better. It makes everything a little bit more active. Now, I'm going to try and keep all these videos under 10 minutes. It's not a promise, but so far I've been doing pretty well with it. This video will hopefully be pretty short, and hopefully you'll follow along just well. Now, I have passed out guides for you to follow along with. You should be able to fill in all the blanks on there. At the end, remember, today may be different since it's our first one, but in the future we're going to have our parents sign every single one of these just so they know that you did it, just so they're aware of the video of the homework, and they don't have to watch the video with you or anything. They just need to know that it exists, so you can't say that you forgot or they had no idea about it. Now, let's get on to multiplication properties. Multiplication properties can help you remember basic facts. The first property we're going to talk about is called the commutative property. That's when two numbers can be multiplied in any order and the product will be the same number. Now, as we know, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. We've been studying this all week in class. We talked about this in lesson 1, lesson 2. So hopefully this isn't anything new to you. This concept should be the same. So if I have 3 groups with 2 in each group, that's 3 times 2, and I'm going to get 6. Now, if I have 2 groups with 3 in each group, that's going to be 2 groups of 3. 2 times 3, it's also going to equal 6. This isn't anything new. The only thing new to you today is the name of it, and that's called the commutative property. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in class. Now, the commutative property is just when we have 2 numbers multiplied equal the same answer, and when you reverse it, it's the same thing. So 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3. All right, let's keep moving. After the commutative property, we have a couple more. We have the zero property. Now, the zero property is the product of the multiplication answer of any number, and 0 is 0. So, if I have 2 groups and there's nothing in them, there's 0 inside. So that's 2 groups times 0. It's going to equal 0. It doesn't matter how many groups I have. If every single group, if I add in another one and another one, it's still going to be 0. There's nothing inside those groups. So then it's 4 times 0 equals 0. No matter what it is, as long as we have 0 in the multiplication problem, it's going to be 0. Hopefully that's new. That's not new. We did our ones and zeros multiplication quiz already. You guys smoked it. You did great. So I'm not going to keep going on that. Next, we have the identity property. That is when the product or the multiplication answer of any number and 1 is that number. So what the saying is 1 times anything is going to be anything. If I have one group and it has 7 inside of it, that's 1 times 7. It's going to equal 7. It doesn't matter what is in there. I can add a couple more. I can make one group with 3 inside it. That's going to be 1 times 3. It's still going to equal 3. So 1 times anything is going to be that number. Once again, zeros and ones and multiplying by them, you know how to do this. This is something that isn't brand new to you. But the names that we call them, the zero property and the identity property, that's what's new. And you're going to see that up on your standardized tests and all that fun stuff. Now, very last slide. I told you this would be short. I want you to look at this. Hopefully it's already on your guide. I want you to write an answer to each pair and then label it as commutative, zero, or identity property. The first, and we're going by pairs because that makes it easier to identify. If I have 2 times 0, it's going to equal 0. If I have 4 times 0, it's going to equal 0. So, just from my very last board up here, I know that because anything times 0 equals 0, that is the zero property. You can just put a z there. Next one, number 2, 1 times 7 equals 7. 1 times 500, 500. Doesn't matter what I multiply it by. As long as I multiply it by 1, I'm going to get the same number. So because I know that's 1 times whatever equals whatever, it's going to be the identity property. That has to do with 1's identity. All right, last one. 4 times 3 and 3 times 4. These are examples of the commutative property because it's the same problem written in a different way. And before I even answer, I know they're both going to be 12. All right, look at your worksheet. Was that so bad? It looks like we have about a 5.5, almost 6-minute video. That's your homework. That's it. I'm probably going to show this off in class, so it may not be homework yet. This may just be an example video for you all to learn and understand how homework's going to work. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for watching.